مرحبا بكم أعزائي المشاهدين في حلقة جديدة من حصة الكوتش. اليوم جبنا لكم مفاجأة اللي هي ذا كينج، ملك كمال الأجسام بودي بيلدينغ، اللي هو روني كولمن. روني كولمن اليوم جاء الجزائر مع فرقة بروتين كلوب. اليوم إن شاء الله أنا حنديروا استجواب حصري مع روني كولمن. أنا حنهضروا مع روني كولمن على التدريبات تاعو، على لاديات تاعو، وبيان سور يعرفنا أكثر على روحه. ألو بسم الله. هاي روني.
Hi, how you doing?
ألو معنا تانيت توفيق من ليكيب بروتين كلوب.
بوزيد كوتش بوزيد.
ومعنا محمد.
نشكركم أستاذ بوزيد الكوتش على هذه الاستضافة الكريمة من طرفكم، وإن شاء الله أن تكون زيارة روني كولمن بثابة مبادرة مليحة يعني إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله. ألو نبدأ مع ذا كينج روني كولمن. ألو السؤال الأول، روني كولمن عرفناك بأنك بطل العالم في بودي بيلدينغ، كم من مرة ربحت هذه البطولة هذه؟
I was very fortunate to have won the Mr. Olympia title 8 times. I'm tied with another gentleman. We have the record for winning the most Mr. Olympia titles at 8. Beating famous guy, world-renowned guy, one of the best guys I've ever met, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who had 7 titles.
الو روني كولمان، في وقتك الوقت اللي كنت فيه انت بطل العالم، كانوا ابطال، كانوا دو غروند بوينتور في الدومين تاع بودي بيلدينغ، كيفين ليفرون، ناصر السنباطي، جاي كوتلر، هادو كلهم ما قدروش يلحوا لك هذا التيتر هدايا. وكان اللي يقولوا باللي لو كانوا في الوقت تاعنا هذا اللي رانا فيه درك، لو كان راهم خرجوا هما مستر اولمبيا. الو واش هو الشعور تاعك اللي خلاك كي قدرت تنحي لهم هذا التيتر هدايا ومده 8 سنين؟
I totally agree with everything you just said there, because Flex Wheeler was one of the greatest bodybuilders in the world who's ever lived, and has the best shape, best symmetry, best form, some of the greatest conditioning out there. So he's one of the greatest champions out that was with my era. Nasser Somebody, another guy who's a great friend of mine and one of the great bodybuilders of our era, who won many titles, and guy who I looked up to at the time and I learned a lot from. Also, like you mentioned, Chris Camille, another great bodybuilder in our era who won many titles, and of course Jay Cutler, who was a four-time Mr. Olympia winner that I competed against many times, and he was one of the greatest bodybuilders also of our era.
شفنا في بعض الفيديوهات في اليوتيوب باللي كنت قبل ما تكون في البودي بيلدينغ كنت ان باور ليفتر، درت باور ليفتينغ. حابين نعرفوا انا مده الباور ليفتينغ، شحال درت باور ليفتينغ في حياتك، والبودي بيلدينغ شحال لي زونطريمون تاعك كانوا في بودي بيلدينغ، وباش لحقت مستر اولمبيا كانت عدد سنين تدريبات باش لحقت مستر اولمبيا؟
Well, I started powerlifting at a very early age. When I was about 14 years old, I was a competitive powerlifter. Didn't win a lot of titles, but I had a lot of fun. It was something that I truly loved doing, because it made me better for my other sports, such as football, and I was also on track and did some other things. But powerlifting was one of my first loves, and I fell in love with that at a very young age. I actually started working out when I was about 12 years old, and like I said, at 14 I was competing as a powerlifter, and I truly enjoyed it, loved it. It wasn't until maybe around 1990, after I had been in powerlifting for about 10, 12 years before I got into bodybuilding. So it was a major transition from powerlifting to bodybuilding, because they're two different sports. Only thing you have in common is you have weights. It's just like American football and American basketball. Only thing in common is just the ball. So it's two different sports, but what I'm trying to say, basketball and football are two different sports. Powerlifting and bodybuilding also two different sports.
Yes. Alors, Ronnie Coleman, لا في دو شامبيون ماشي حاجه سهله، لا بريباراسيون تاعها كيف حبينا نعرفوا المود دو في، باسكو ماشي غير دي زونطرينمون، ماشي غير ماكله، سي ان مود دو في. هذا المود دو في هذا واش كان متكون؟ شحال كنت ترقد، شحال كنت تاكل، شحال من وجبه، شحال من ساعه كنت تدرب في اليوم، شحال من يوم في الاسبوع كنت تدرب فيها؟ هذا الشيء حبينا نعرفوه.
It's like you said, it's a lifestyle. Bodybuilding is you live it, you know, just like you live in life. You live your life around the sport. Everything you do has some kind of connection to the sport of bodybuilding. Once you become one, I had a very coordinated routine that was done the exact same way every single day. It was real simple in that, you know, I would get up at 7 a.m., have my first meal, and from that would happen around 7 to 8. From 8 to 11, I went back to sleep. You know, got about 3 hours of sleep from that. When I got up at 11 o'clock, it was the same routine every day. I did my 1 hour of cardio on a treadmill that was right beside my bed, so I didn't even eat any meal or anything after I slept those 3 hours. I would get up, go straight to the treadmill, you know, do an hour there.
رياضة كمال الأجسام هو نمط عيش قبل كل شيء، يجب أن تتعايش معها. كل شيء تفعله سيؤثر على مستواك وتطورك. كان لدي نمط خاص بي، كنت أستيقظ على 7 صباحا وأتناول وجبتي الصباحية وأعود إلى النوم حتى الساعة 11، وبعدها أباشر عملي ولا أتناول أي شيء حتى وجبة الفطور، وبعدها أتوجه نحو القاعة من أجل العمل لمدة ساعة واحدة، وبعدها أعود إلى بيتي قبل أن أذهب إلى عملي. في الحقيقة كنت أنام لمدة 6 ساعات وأتناول 6 وجبات في اليوم، وكان الأمر يتكرر كل يوم.
I only worked out an hour. I worked out from maybe 2 to 3, and as soon as I finished that, I would go home, grab a meal real quick, and go to my job and work that job for approximately 10 hours. So it'd be something like 3 to midnight. Somewhere 3 to midnight. And as soon as I got off of my job, I would go home and immediately get on the treadmill because when I was at work, I was able to eat 2 meals while I was there, and we always got a lunch break. So I would have a lunch break, and then I would take a break, eat another meal. So by the time I got home, I was still, kind of full from the meal that I had while I was at work. So I do another hour cardio from 1 to 2, somewhere around in there. And then after that, I would eat my last meal around 3 o'clock. And, after that, I'd, take a shower and go to bed around 4. And I slept from 4 to 7 is when I got up and had that first meal. So I only slept 6 hours a day. And I ate 6 meals a day. So everything was done at approximately the same time every single day. Everything was done. My cardio was done the same time. My work was done the same time. My workout was done the same time. My last cardio session was done about the same time. So everything was routinely scheduled to coordinate with my daily schedule.
مود دو في دو شامبيون. عندي سؤال واحد اخر روني كولمان، حبيت نسقسيك المكان المكملات الغذائيه في التغذيه تاعك. اسكو المكملات الغذائيه وحدها تكفي بالغرض ولا التغذيه تاعك لازم تكون كما يقولوا سوا ونزيدوا لها مكملات غذائيه؟ وكيفاش حتى وين جات باش خرجت هاد لامارك تاع المكملات الغذائيه روني كولمان؟ واسكو خرجت كي كنت اون بلان كومبيتيسيون ولا مور لا كومبيتيسيون تاعك؟
Well, basically, everything, like I said, was kind of coordinated to happen a certain way. For the most part, I use supplements as what they were called supplements. Of course, the food was the most important thing, but you needed those supplements to have your food do exactly what it needs to do, and you needed supplements to supplement your foods, because there's only so much protein you can take in from just eating food. So I would use supplements to supplement my food, my meals throughout the day. And I used back then quite a few supplements, and they've always been very, very important part of my life. And I couldn't have done bodybuilding without supplements. I couldn't have been successful without supplements, because I had a nutritionist, and he had me take a certain amount of supplements at a certain time each and every single day. And if you see my my box, I have this it's about like this, all supplements, and I take them the same time every single day, and pretty much the same supplements every single day. So after I'd been with supplement companies during my reign as Miss Olympia, I learned a lot about supplements and how they come about, and how they help the body, and how the their quality ingredients are the most important thing about supplements, using supplements, taking supplements. Because you don't have the right ingredients, it's not going to work properly and do what it's supposed to do. So after I had been with maybe like 2 or 3 different supplement companies, I learned a whole lot about supplements. It came to a point where after I learned all I thought I needed to know, I decided to step out and get my own supplement companies, because I wanted supplements that I knew what the ingredients were. I knew the quality ingredients that I was going to use. I knew that the supplements that I made were going to work, because I was going to test them on myself to make sure they would work before I gave them to somebody else. So that was the most important thing about getting into this supplement business. And I decided right around 2010 that I was gonna do it. Me and my wife, we kind of like shopped around, talked to a lot of manufacturers, tested a whole lot of a whole bunch of products, and right around 2011 is when I made the decision, that I was going to partner up with a guy who I'd been working with for about 10 years before I started my own supplement company. Somebody that I trusted, and I knew very well. He was like a family member at the time. His name is Brendan Ahern. And we got together in 2011, and we started the supplement company with just 2 products. We had a sleep product, because sleep is very important when you're competing. Because that's when the muscles grow, when you're sleeping, not while you're up there training. And so you tear them down when you're doing that. And when you sleep is when they grow. So we came out with a sleep product, because we knew that was one of the most important aspects of bodybuilding and being a successful bodybuilder. You got to have the proper amount of rest and sleep. And it's the type of sleep that you get when you sleep. You got to have that, what they call REM, the rapid eye movement, that heavy dream state, and that's what our product did. It helped you get the best sleep you can possibly get with the REM, rapid eye movement, that dream state, that you're in that deep sleep where your muscles really grow and get better. And also the other product we came out with was pre-workout, because working out is one of the most important things of being a bodybuilder. So we came out with the 2 supplements that we thought were the most important part of bodybuilding.
Alors, توفيق لا مارك روني كولمان هذه تبريزونتيها في الجزائر بروتين كلوب وين نجمو نلقاوها؟
أول محل هو كان في باب الزوار، والآن إن شاء الله يوم الأحد افتتاح محل جديد في سيدي يحيى، وعندنا لا مارك روني كولمن في كل نوادي سيفاكس، وهما 6 نوادي، وفي تقريبا في معظم ولايات الوطن، يعني ما بينهم بسكرة، عندنا سطيف، تلمسان، عندنا تيارت، في عدة ولايات، وإن شاء الله رانا في الانتشار بإذن الله.
إن شاء الله. محمد، فهمني كيفاش حتى خيرتوا لا مارك روني كولمان، واسكو عندكم دوطر مارك راكم تريبريزونتيوها هنا في الجزائر؟
بون شكرا للسؤال، هذا كان سؤال جيد في محله. شركة بروتين كلوب قررت الدخول هذا المجال ولكن بطريقة محترفة، ولهذا اخترنا، كان اختيار علامات اللي نمثلها في الجزائر اختيار جيد في محله، علامات مرتبطه باسماء كبيره، اسماء كبيره في هذه الرياضه، بادي بيلدينج والفتنس وعالم الرياضه. عندنا روني كولمن سيجنتشر سيريس، وعندنا علامات اخرى، وفي مفاجات ان شاء الله راح تكون قريب ان شاء الله الشهر الجاي ان شاء الله راح تكون مفاجات لعلامات اخرى، شركات امريكيه والمانيه، يعني اول مره في الجزائر، وعلى مستوى عالي جدا ان شاء الله.
ان شاء الله. محمد، هو معنا التمثال هذا تاع مستر اولمبيا، لو تروفي تاع مستر اولمبيا، باش يكون على بالهم المشاهدين تاعنا باللي كي يربح بطل العالم مستر اولمبيا يعطوا له هذا التمثال هذا اللي يمثل لو تروفي وعندي الكاس. روني، هذا التمثال هذايا واش من عام ديتو؟ من الثمانيه هذو ما ديتهم، هذا شكون فيهم؟
The first one is the most important one because that was the one that I worked really hard for. Leading up to the show, I wasn't considered a threat at the time, and that was the time that I really wanted to make a change and do something different in the sport. So when I found out I won, it was probably the most overwhelming thing that I ever thought would happen in the whole entire world, because I had a job, so I didn't really need bodybuilding. So I had something that I could do, but every time I take up something, I try to be the best at whatever it is that I was doing. You know, like when I was playing football, I tried to be the best I could be. When I hired on with the police department, I tried to be the best officer that I could be. And when I got into the sport of bodybuilding, I wanted to be the best bodybuilder that I could be. So this trophy here, you know, it's the first time it's ever been outside of my house as I won it. It's the most important thing in my life that I treasure. So when I was asked to bring the trophy, I had a lot of doubts about it. But I said if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it the right way. And that way would be to share something with somebody that's the most important thing to me in my whole entire life today. And this is that trophy right there. Is probably the greatest accomplishment in my life, because it's the very first one, and the one that I thought I would never in a million years win. So it is by far the greatest achievement in my life, and I want to share it with people to let them know how important this trophy is to me, and they are to me by sharing it with them.
روني، في الجزائر برياضة كمال الأجسام تتلقى شعبية كبيرة، سورتو السنين الأخيرة نشوفوا بزاف شباب يديروا فيها. حبيت تعطيهم نصيحة في جملة واحدة، نصيحة اللي راح يديروا كمال الأجسام ولا راهم يديروا في المنافسات ولا راهم يديروها أمام أتيتر أماتور، واش تنجم تنصحهم باش ينجحوا في هذه الرياضة هذه؟
I try to give the best advice possible, and that advice is try to learn as much as you possibly can about whatever it is you're doing in the sport of bodybuilding, because it's a very complicated and very technology-based sport out there. So the more technology you know about it, the better off you can be. The more you can learn from others who are specialized in this sport, the better off you're going to be. So I always try to tell people just get with somebody that's very knowledgeable about the sport and know a whole lot about the sport, and are very connected to it in a way that they specialize in the sport.
توفيق محمد لكي بروتين كلوب، يعطيكم الصحة. نعودوا نتلاقاو إن شاء الله في حصة واحدة أخرى مع مفاجآت واحدة أخرى إن شاء الله. أعزائي المشاهدين، كانت هذه الحلقة تاع اليوم اللي تستقبلنا فيها بطل العالم روني كولمان وفرقة بروتين كلوب. نعودوا إن شاء الله نتلاقاو في حصة واحدة أخرى مع مواضيع واحدة أخرى. أقعدوا معنا.